Boom! What? Keep it raw, stay rad.
Boom! What's up, everyone? How are you doing on this wet Wednesday? I myself have been drinking a lot of liquids and fluids, so if you like our content, you like our videos, spread a little love on that share button, y'all, because you know sharing is caring. And when you show up for you, you know, that's in itself an action of self-love. So there's other people out there just like you who could use just as much inspiration out in the world. So show up for you, show up for others, spread the button, share. Sprinkle, 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 like the fairy dust, right? Okay, so other than that, I'm in my kitchen. I'm Lana. If you don't know me, hello world! I'd say good morning, but I don't think that's morning here. But maybe it's morning where you are, because you just never know. We're reaching far and wide. We just hit 39,000 members in the group. How rad is that? So if you're just tuning in for the first time and you're not already a member, or you haven't introduced yourself yet, I want you to ninja flip on your butt over. You do a little love spin boom like I just did. Get in the group and introduce yourself. We love it when you go live. That's the raddest. And that's when we were like, stop the press. We have a live one here. And we enter into the group and we watch you. And we read your comments too. So that's why I said, below in the comments, tell me where you're at. Tell me what your fitness and health goals are, or maybe your lifestyle overall. What is it that you want to experience in this life? And maybe we can serve you in some other capacity other than showing you what I'm doing in my kitchen. Or, you know, maybe doing some squats, right? On Physical Friday. You just never know. Because we listen to y'all and we want to know what it is we can do to serve you better. So again, ninja flip on over to the group, introduce yourself if you haven't already done it, put a picture, share your family, your friends, whatever it is that inspires you. Just remember, no external links, because we're all about you being you, right? This is my favorite little saying, you be you, right? You be you, because there is no other you. And we're all about supporting, uplifting, and inspiring and empowering one another. Not promoting, like external stuff. We keep it clean in here. We keep it raw. We keep it rad, right? And so, again, in the comments, your health and fitness goals. What it is in your life you want to achieve and envision for yourself. Put it in the comments so we can read over them as we're going along here. And maybe I can support you even better. You know, that's what it really boils down to. We want to be able to open this community up to not just the food. That's only 5% of it. You know, I can turn around and talk to you about food all day. That doesn't mean that's what it is that you need. You may need, you know, my Monday hook'ems. You may be more interested in doing some Kundalini yoga with me. I won't know until you share below what it is that inspires you and gets you motivated, right? So it's Wet Wednesday. And again, we just hit 39,000 members, y'all, and we're just going to keep on climbing because it's infinite, right? We are spreading our wings. We are embracing social media and touching the world. We have to go out and touch someone, right? We want to be in your kitchen with you. We want to spread the love from our kitchen to yours. Maybe we uplift and inspire you to show up live, right? Hey, listen, I'm goofy today. I'm a little off my rocker because I'm a little imbalanced today, but you know, I got my tea blend going on. This is probably too many ingredients to list, but no, it really isn't. Actually, it's stinging nettle tea with some white tea, some gynostema, some horsetail, which is also known as shave grass. It's very good for silica in the hair and the nails and all that. I have some fennel seed in here. I have some star anise in it. I have some drops of of the, I love this stuff. I'm on a citrus blend kick right now. This orange extract. And then on top of that, I got a little bit of the vanilla stevia in there just to bring it out and just for the vanilla flavoring. But I also put some honey because to soothe my throat. So yeah, this is just kind of come on, and that's okay because I'm nipping it in the bud, right? And I think that for me, I know I've had a little heaviness on my chest, a little bit of, I've been kind of burning the midnight oil. I need to work on my self-care too. I'm human, and that's why I show up here and I'm raw and I'm real. This is what's going on in my life. I'm overextending myself, and I know I'm doing it, so I have to kind of pull back a little bit and get some good night's rest. Last night I got a really nice, good long rest, but it still woke up feeling kind of sleepy, despite getting at least 8 hours, I think. So tonight, I'm going to keep it kind of simple. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Please, in the comments, please share where you're at, where you're tuning in from, and let me know what your fitness, health goals, and lifestyle goals are. If you have any challenges, please. I'm going to keep saying that throughout the video as much as I can because I really want to get to know all of y'all out there. And the more you share with me, the more I can also rap with y'all. Because you know, I go through, if you've been tuning into these videos, especially when I'm on here, I like to share all of my downloads and insights or whatever comes through in my morning meditations. For me, today was very interesting. I really kind of opened up a space of just trying to be softer and gentler and kinder with myself from the inside. Because for me, awesome, yes, I love my locals. I'm in Clearwater, Florida, for all of y'all who are in the Florida area. And, you know, here is just the best place to be. It's Sunshine State, Florida, right? So, kinder, gentler. It has to start from the inside and radiate out, right? And so we often will forget that to be able to serve and help others, we have to be able to take care of ourselves first. So when you show up for you, you've got that more strength, more power behind the showing up for others. So again, self-love, self-care is the most important thing you can exercise in order to extend it out to those around you, right? And so your focus has to go from inside and then out, not outside then in. Not be the martyr and try to do for everyone else and then neglect yourself. Because then what happens? What happens is it bubbles up and people have outbursts, like some of our fellow members have expressed about that time bomb ticking, right? And that when you've held on to something so much, it's like, it all comes out and you project it on everyone else, right? You can't do that. You can, go for it. That's called learning the hard way. Because when you attack everybody else outside of yourself for what's really going on within you, again, triggers do it. If something triggers you, it's probably because, again, it always comes back to whatever is really the originating source. You know, you woke up in the wrong side of the bed, okay, and then little things happened along the way that kind of set you off even more. It's like something lit ya. And it's like your fuse got shorter and shorter, right? Right, Laura? And the shorter your fuse gets, all of a sudden it's like, you come out like a raging, and I'm a Leo. I'm very fiery. So for me to soften myself and to come in with more compassion for myself first and then others has taken a lot of extra work. And I have a very busy mind. I've got a Capricorn moon, which means I'm extremely hard on myself from the inside. And so even though I may make things look easy, I'm also in here dealing with this monkey mind that tends to go, but you could do that better. You know, like I'm always trying to do one up on myself. I've always been extra competitive with myself, right? So I don't need to go out and look for competition elsewhere because I always want to improve upon what is going on in me anyway. And so, and then I've got this Libra thing, which is really good to have a Libra Ascendant with all that I got going on. It's actually a good thing because it's called finding the balance. So the Ascendant, if we're going to talk some planetary astrological stuff, the Ascendant is really like your shadow side, the side that really is what you are more than your sun side, which is what people see. So people may see me and think a certain thing that's related to being a Leo, very flamboyant, very much out in the limelight, attention, whatever. It's all about shining. But on the flip side, the true inner me, as far as this Libra, is about finding balance and harmony in everything. So I may come across this way, but for me, I'm always trying to find that harmonic balance, right? The divine dance, and how I can live my life more from my heart. Because again, as a Leo, Leo rules the heart, right? Also the lungs. And I'm very much emotional, so in my gut, you know, that's where I hold a lot of stuff. So, you know, I know my irritable bowel syndrome has a lot to do with emotions. Not just the foods I eat, but foods can be connected to the emotions of the time when you experience trauma. And in my case, we experienced trauma, me and my sisters, at very young ages, under the age of 10. And so during those formative years to experience emotional traumas makes so much sense. And the fact that I'm allergic to gluten and wheat, my dad had a pizzeria. Come on, people. Could you get any more doughy than that? So it's something I know for myself and I'm constantly working on. Sorry about the raspy and the weirdness of my throat. Just a little bit of going on. So, you know, oh yeah, I need some water too. And hydrate. You know, especially like living in humid climates, living in dry climates, you need to hydrate no matter what. You need to be drinking a whole lot of water. This is 28 ounces. I drink 2 of these in the morning, 1 before I even start my yoga practice in the morning, and then I drink an entire one throughout my practice, and by the time I'm done, I have, let's see, 56 ounces. Sometimes more than that, right? So, again, I've also got my little tea blend here with some honey to soothe my throat. And that fennel, it's really nice. Fennel is great for diuretic, right? So I actually started a little bit ahead of the game because y'all know I can rap. I can stay in my kitchen for hours. If you've been watching me, y'all know I can hang in the kitchen for, I've been in here for what, 3+ hours at least. My longest video was 4 hours. But tonight I'm just gonna keep it as short as I can. These are sun-dried tomatoes, and so I have about 2 cups in here with about 1.5 cups of water or so, maybe less. I'm gonna make a tomato sauce, and I'm not sure all my ingredients yet. I just know I've got 1 little carrot and a couple ribs of celery just for the flavors and to mix it up. I've got all my tomatoes over here. I'm gonna put them in the blender together. I've got a lemon. I'm probably gonna use all 6 of these Roma tomatoes. Right? I'm just going to throw them in whole because I got a blender that beats everything together, which is awesome. I am going to put, since I'm over here and we're already starting, I've got 3 nice big old cloves of garlic, darling. Can you smell my breath? If this doesn't help heal, I don't know what will. So nice big 2, 3, it's a lot of garlic, but I might put more, you never know. I'm also going to add some turmeric because turmeric is always good for anti-inflammatory and anti-bacterial and microbial, right? So it's always good to have a little turmeric. I sneak it in everything. So, you know, even if you didn't think I used it, I probably did, right? And so I'm probably going to put 1/4 teaspoon. It does stain. It's also good for your teeth. Good for your gums. And then I have, you gotta put a little pepper because the key to using turmeric is it's more assimilable and it actually enhances, like it magnifies. I'm just going straight peppercorns because that's about, peppercorn wise, that's about a teaspoonish. Yeah, teaspoon of peppercorns. Because it's just easier than trying to grind it out of this. I mean, it's going to get ground in here, so what? So we got turmeric. What else am I going to put in here? I This is how I roll in my kitchen. This is how I start out my day, is I get jiggy with, oh, I feel like, I think this is what I'm going to make, right? And I just decided I'm going to spiralize some zucchini and yellow squash, right? I love playing with these. And they're all organic and already pre-washed. I'm just going to cut them up. I'm not even going to peel them, because sometimes it's fun to have the colors, right? And I have some fresh parsley over here. So I'll throw in just a small bunch of parsley in this. So again, if you're just tuning in, if you haven't already introduced yourself in the group, I want you to ninja flip over there as soon as possible. Introduce yourself and share what your passions are. Eliminate any need to put links, but put your own content directly uploaded to the group. No promotions of MLMs, no promotions of external links, no shares from other pages. It's all clean. We keep it raw, we keep it rad. Share your fitness and health goals in the comment. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I want to get to know you. I want to know what it is that you're seeking to experience in your life. Talk to me about your lifestyle, baby. I want to know. Is there something lacking? Is there something you desire to achieve, whether it's to be healthier, to be happier, to be holier, right? I teach yoga, so I do my Monday hook'ems, and I do all sorts of random things here where I share, whether I'm in my kitchen or teaching a yoga session here online live. It's just, you let me know what it is that appeals to you. So now we got, so far I put in the carrots. I've got 2 cups of the sun-dried tomatoes. I'm going to put the celery in here. So these are really great things to be light. So far, so good. I know there's a whole lot of y'all out there. Where are you tuning in from? Come on, you can share. Sharing's caring, and spread the love. If this video appeals to you, remember to share, like. Uh-oh, I might end up with a little boo-boo in here. So, it does help to cut up the tomatoes so that they will get into the blade. And I love my blend tech personally. I know that it's noisy. It drives me nuts as far as noise. If anybody else out there uses something else, what do you use? What's your favorite blender? What works for you? Have you found one that's industrial but not as noisy? Hi, Trina. How are you? How's the weather up there in Atlanta? I'm in Clearwater, Florida, here in the Sunshine State. I moved down here, actually been here off and on all my life when my grandmother first moved to Florida in the early 80s. And by the way, tomato seeds are good for you. It's the peels, the skin that's actually not digestible. But fortunately with the blender that breaks everything down, it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to peel it. Although if I'm doing something, if I'm using like a Roma tomato, I'm kind of funny. I will literally peel off the skin if I can help it. When I have time and I'm not rushed, except for the little cherry tomatoes, I don't do those. I don't like take off the skins. Hey Jason, how's your weather in Pennsylvania? See, I'm originally from Boston. My parents moved us out of Boston because the crime got so bad. We had a house in Dorchester in the actually late 70s, and we had what they call a brownstone in East Boston, in the I've forgotten the name of the street. I believe we lived on Holiday Street in Dorchester, because I always remembered that. And yeah, the crime got pretty bad in Dorchester. Right? Cold, I bet. And so my parents moved us to northern Maine, right across the border from Canada. Holton, Maine, right? Pretty cold up there. So I empathize for those of you who do. I just can't do the cold anymore. just a forewarning, if you've never seen me in my kitchen, this is your first time, I lick my knives, I lick my fingers, I lick everything because I like my food. It's different when I serve someone else. So don't even think that's a bad thing. I'm not working in a restaurant here. This is my kitchen. Thank you, Linda, for sharing. We love you and appreciate you, darling. So again, spread the love on the share button for those of you who find this of value. This is my trying to heal my throat herbal blend. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I am going to put a dash of nutmeg in this because something's telling me to add some nutmeg. It's kind of like people put nutmeg in their tomato sauce and people don't realize it, right? Okay, so I need to blend it down, but I'm going to add a lemon first. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this a little different. A lot of times what I do, because I like to use the whole lemon except for the peel unless it's coming off my tree. I have a Meyer lemon tree in my backyard. OMG, it's so nice to be able to pick the lemon off your own tree and then to use the rind, because I like to use the rind in especially my desserts that I make. And what I'll do with the rind is just, you know, like I'll just throw it all in there. I mean, you got to take the seeds out of the lemon, of course. So I'm just going to peel off. And then if I don't end up getting it fully off, I'm just going to squeeze it off. I can never get enough lemon, right? The lemon is so healing. So when I first started on my whole foods plant-based living, I found that too much lemon, because I was doing lemon water for the first like 3 years, was actually wearing along the gum line, right? So the wearing along the gum line, causing a little receding in my gums, caused me to have to stop doing it as much with the lemon water. And my morning routine when I first started was almost like having, for those of you who have ever done what they call the, thank you, Jackie, appreciate you, appreciate that, thanks for sharing. The Master Cleanse, if you've ever done the Master Cleanse. So the Master Cleanse ultimately is maple syrup, cayenne pepper, and lemon water blend, right? So that was kind of like my morning routine. I would do that. But see, I added to that. I added apple cider vinegar, and I would put turmeric in it. And I'm trying to think. I think that was I just added a few more things. Oh, I put some cinnamon in it because I was trying to get the flavor also good. So I could actually mix it up, right? So, but I didn't know. Nobody told me. I was still new to it all. I was kind of doing my thing. Everybody talked about, oh, you should drink lemon water every morning. Right? Didn't turn out the way I thought it was. And then to find out 3 years later that it caused the gum receding. And it can also soften your teeth. So you have to rinse. So this is one thing I learned. Always rinse your mouth with water so that you can rinse off the citrus off of your enamel, because it'll also cause the enamel not only to soften and make it like pliable, you can also stain it. It ends up staining it. More susceptible to staining as well as a result. But it can also wear away from it, because now you've, what's the word I'm looking for? You've weakened the enamel. So when it's weakened, it makes it more pliable and prone to breakage or what have you. Because again, teeth, our skin, it's all living, breathing, right? Yeah, and I didn't have a straw either at that time. That was back before, I think, glass straws were so common, let's say. Ooh, hello. Okay, I'm going to do something right here. So I have to pick out all the lemon seeds. But before I do that, I'm going to do this real quick. I have this little wet thing going on over here. And I'm going to put it into my pitcher. Excuse me. Got a little tickle in my throat. It is that time of year, though. You know, we have this full moon. I'm on my moon cycle, which also I know for me weakens my immune system. And when you don't exercise self-care, your body will tell you, go rest. If you don't rest, it ends up being a messy situation for anybody out there, and y'all know who you are, and you know when you've done it. You push yourself past the point of where you should have rested, and then you have nobody else to blame but yourself. And again, what I was talking about, the time bomb, when you're not exercising the self-care for yourself, and then somebody else steps over the boundary, but yet you've already done it for yourself, then it's like the time bomb ticking, right? And so be mindful. Be mindful of what's going on in your body, because it really is about tapping into your body's wisdom. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else can. And if you don't demonstrate self-care, nobody else will respect and demonstrate it towards you. What happens, I've found in my life, whenever I feel like I'm being neglected, it's usually because I've been neglecting myself. It's not because somebody else did it to me. I'm not a victim anymore. I know better. It's because I recognize that I was overextending myself. I was over promising, and then all of a sudden now when you overpromise and you underdeliver because of the fact that you couldn't keep up with it. So it's really, again, this is where slowing down really is important, and breathing fully into the breath of your life, breathing back that prana, that life force, that nourishing, sustaining force that really, it supports you. If you really are like what I'm going through right now, you know, I can boost my immune system by using the breath. There are people called breatharians, and if you're unfamiliar with this, it's quite fascinating. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't come here to live this existence, in my opinion, to give up my food, but that doesn't mean it might not happen someday for me. Just never know. And never say never, because I'm going to tell you, I'm the first one who would tell you, it was like the cosmic giggle, the cosmic joke for me, that I would say for years, I'm never giving up my filet mignon and my real butter, right? And let me tell you, I'm a food snob. So, and I admit that, I own that. I'm good with that, because I know my food is good and I like my food. And I could cook a really mean filet, right? So, the irony is that I would say that so often that one day all of a sudden I had this food reaction. It didn't have anything to do with meat. Nobody told me, hey, you should do this and you should do that. I was led there through my own divine guidance of my body. My body told me. And as a result, it was like, I kept saying I'm never giving up. But you know what the universe hears? How the energy and the vibration is? It's the fact that I was so strong and intent on the not. The universe only hears the giving up. It truly does. It says, oh, the more you feed the energy, that's what the real law of attraction is. Where attention goes, energy flows. So if you're thinking, I don't want this, and then you're wondering why you keep experiencing that which you claim you don't want, there's your answer. Even if it's unconscious or conscious or your subconscious, the deeper it goes, right? That's where your belief system lies. Your filtration and your focus, the more your focus is over there, that's what keeps drawing in here, right? Oh my gosh, right? So, yeah, and you know, in the end, especially during the holidays, this is the toughest time for people, because what do? We commune around food. Food is how we connect to one another, because we celebrate with food, right? Especially the holidays, and then out comes the comfort foods. I must have this, right? I tell you what, I'm less of a celebrator of the holidays than I ever was when we were growing up, and I lived in Massachusetts as a young child. We had a huge family, Irish Catholic, and it was a big family of me and my cousins, right? And so we would go to my grandparents' place, and it was something I loved. But then when we moved, I was really sad because it was always about getting together with family and, you know, especially birthdays and things like that. Well, when we moved up to the north, unfortunately, I no longer had the family union like that anymore. We were too far away. We were so far away, it was like 6 to 8 hours driving or something. And it was, again, like that, I had to go through that change, right? Change is like death. So it was like a mourning process, and I was young. You know, I was in first grade. It was back in 1980, 81. Had to move schools in the middle of it too, which really stunk because I had my peers, had my friends, and I loved my teachers, especially at the Catholic school I used to go to, Sacred Heart. And so these are the different things in life that, you know, kind of shift and shape us. So going back to the comfort foods, you know, I mean, there's a lot of foods that I grew up on that I wouldn't touch now, but yeah, they bring back the memories of the time. Because most food that we crave, comfort or otherwise, has an association with a memory. But most people don't recognize that. Because it's familiar, doesn't mean it's healthy, doesn't mean it's good, doesn't mean the memory was even good. It's just something familiar, and can be trauma too. See, I told you I like my nails, right? I went to Sacred Heart, yeah, Nikki, down in Boston, in East Boston, back in 79, 80. And then there was in Dorchester, I don't remember the name of that Catholic school. One of them was Sacred Heart, and then there was another one. But, gosh, I remember how scared I was about taking the bus, especially that young, right? Oh, how wonderful, Laura. It's so good to see you. We've been missing you. Yes, we notice when y'all aren't in the group, by the way. Right? And for all you newbies already tuning in, because I'm seeing the numbers there, in the comments, share where you are. Tell me your fitness and health and lifestyle goals. What is it that you want to experience in this life? How may I serve you? How? Because I won't know just by assuming, right? We all know what assuming does. And then make sure you ninja flip over to the group Ridiculously Rawthentic and introduce yourself. I want to know where you live, what your health and fitness goals are, your lifestyle goals as well. What's your vision for you? What is it you want to experience? And I want to hear you also over in the group. But down in the comments, I want to know now, and I'm going to try to keep up with you, right? So I'm going to blend this up, right? What? Y'all know, whip it up. It's Wet Wednesday, so this is going to get whipped up and blended. Oh, yeah, sweets especially. So going back to comfort foods, growing up in my house, it was like my grandmother used to have those hard candies in those crystal bowls and everything. Oh, my gosh. What part of upstate New York? I used to live in Poughkeepsie, in Hopewell Junction, to be specific. And my sister's up in, my sister's in Ithaca, because her husband is a ROTC officer at the school, at the university, right? Time to blend it up. I probably put everything in the wrong order. It would have been smarter had I put the soaked in tomatoes after I put the wetter tomatoes on top. So here's one key if you own one of these types of blenders. Alrighty. I'm going to rinse this off, and that's going back in the blender. If you own one of these, I'm just going to say it's like an airplane propeller, and it sucks everything down. So apparently this is kind of rad. You're gonna laugh at this. While I'm live right now, I'm the only one on my street that has power at the house, and I just received one of those text messages that says that an outage is in my area. Now during Hurricane Irma, I was the only one on my street that had power. And I clearly am also the only one on the street who has power now, which is the fun part about living in my beautiful home. I don't know, I'm blessed. So, you know, you have to count your blessings. And again, like Hurricane Irma was a time that impressed me where, wow, my neighbors were coming and going, why are you the only one on the street that has power? And I was like, I don't know. I'm going to tell you. I believe in the power of Kundalini Yoga and creating a strong aura and truly a strong practice, personal practice, because guess what? I feel like it's carried me and my home and my loved ones. And I truly believe that. Now, y'all don't have to take my word for it. I just feel I live a blessed life, and I'm appreciative of that. So hashtag Wet Wednesday, because you know it's Wet Wednesday too. Thank you all. I love it. I love it. Any newbies want to introduce themselves? But make sure you go in the group too. Wonder Woman, that's cute. So I'm going to try to push this down and see if I can catch this up and not end up making another spillage. I mean, I guess I could flip it into another blender. I am so funny like this. Like, let's see if we can get it to go. I'm so looking forward to this tonight. I can already tell this needs to go down more. Hallelujah. See, it's getting more liquidy. Just got to get it down there. Get down on it. Y'all like to dance. Y'all know I love dancing in my kitchen too. Let's see if that works. Okay, we're getting there. You have to have a little patience sometimes. And since I feel a little off, obviously, so is my blender upside down. But I still rock and roll, showing up. So the cool thing is, whoops, and I got a little, let's see how this whipped up. Oh my God. That is so good. Now, I didn't put a lot of spices in this yet. All I did was, like you saw, the parsley. Thanks, Irene. That's cute. That's sweet of you. So, I only put parsley so far, the 3 cloves of garlic. I put some nutmeg in here because nutmeg's kind of, it's like a secret squirrel spice, right? I love you all. Thank you so much. There's 2 cups of sun-dried tomatoes, 6 of the Roma tomatoes, and what else did I put in there? 3 cloves of garlic, right? Oh, I pour love into everything I do, right? And then I saw your video, Ella. Hey, y'all. Friend, follow, and support Ella. She's doing our Ridiculously Rawthentic meal plan. And I'm going to tell you that we poured so much love into creating that, Tom and myself, that it is, I'm going to tell you, I'm watching her doing these lives, sharing the food that I created in my kitchen sometimes, some of them specifically. And also Tom, the 2 of us were like, man, I'm craving that. You know, like, the food is really good. And I'm not just saying that because it's our creation. I'm saying that because we poured so much love. Those are coming from our hearts. And I'm telling you, she's still looking for accountability ninjas, y'all. So if you think it's easy to just throw some recipes together, or you can kind of go, oh, well, I'll go find recipes online. The beauty of the meal plan, I'm just going to set this out there. We provided you the shopping list each week, delivered into your mailbox. You get the shopping list. You know, there's herbs in there that when you first start out, you can bulk order them, and it makes life so much easier. And then you have these set days, and you can choose what it is you crave. And like Ella was saying earlier today, these are going to be a staple in the house. You're going to find recipes that you might want to eat a lot. Because I know for myself, the mash, the avocado mash, whether you have the sweet potato or not, I'm all over every day. Gotta have an avocado. So normally I do this tomato sauce. Sometimes I'll make it with avocado in it, but I think I'm gonna put the avocado slices on top of the zucchini noodles, the squash, just to keep it light on my throat. I want to keep the heavy fats light when I feel congested, I like to keep it more liquidy, more pure, and things like coconut and the avocado or nut butters are things I try to limit because they're heavier on my digestion and my body needs lighter foods. So that's where I'm at the moment. And because I'm going to be so busy this weekend in Beyond Addiction, I know that I need my strength. Mind, body, and soul needs to be, because there's a lot of stuff I'm going to be dealing with on the inside that always comes up around this time. And it's coming up big time as it is. So I'm going to put some Asafoetida in here. It's also known as hing. And I love this because it kind of mimics the alum. So if you can't do garlic or onion, this is a great alternative. So if you weren't able to throw in 3 cloves of garlic, this stuff smells so good too. Let me tell you, you can't throw in the garlic, get yourself some of the hing, or also known as Asafoetida. But also remember that Asafoetida, when you're looking for it, whether you buy it online or you buy it locally, make sure that you read the ingredients and that it is gluten-free. Because when I go to the Indian stores, I'm very aware that they cut it sometimes using wheat flour, and I can't eat that. But it's supposed to be, the normal way to cut it in India is using fenugreek seed powder. And fenugreek, F-E-N-U-G-R-E-E-K, fenugreek. Completely different than fennel, but it sounds similar. It has this flavor to it that's kind of caramel-like, but it's unique. It doesn't give everything. It's like, depending on how you pair it with something else, it imparts this other richness. You know, like you can put it with the Asafoetida and it doesn't taste like caramel, but if I put it in a smoothie or I put it in some of my salads, sometimes the fenugreek by itself brings out a little bit of a sweetness. It's an interesting dynamic. And that's why it's fun to play with herbs and spices, right? So continuing, I think I'm going to put some Italian seasoning in here as well, even though I have the parsley in there. And I'll probably put a little bit more parsley because parsley is a great chelator. So if you're trying to detox from heavy metals, I'm putting about half a teaspoon of Italian herbs. This is a lot in here. And I'm also going to put in here some chickpea miso, because chickpea miso has a little bit of a saltiness to it. It has that flavor. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of that as soon as I dig it up from the very back of my fridge. Oh my goodness. We have got some serious condensation going on my fridge right now. All right. It's always fun opening up my fridge. I got so much going on sometimes that I can't keep up with what's in here. But it's all good. The other day I made up more coconut yogurt. Love my coconut yogurt, but I can't eat all of it right now. Yeah. So fenugreek is amazing. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of the chickpea miso in there. And you know, miso, I don't do soy unless it's fermented. And the true forms of fermented soy would be natto or tamari that's fermented, not because there's tamaris out there that aren't fermented. I stopped using Bragg's liquid aminos specifically because I learned, and I didn't know it at first, because I thought, oh, it's supposed to be a good form. I didn't read all the information. Then when I did some research, they use hydrochloric acid to actually speed up that boiling, heating point. So it's not fermented. They cook it. You can buy fenugreek online. I've bought fenugreek online in bulk because that's what I prefer. But yeah, there's so many different things you can. I prefer to do bulk online because then I get my spices and herbs all set up. If I run out, I have the bags and I refill my little containers. So soy that's fermented is the only soy that I touch. Anything that's processed, to me, and because these ferments actually are high in the vitamin B, you know, so you can actually, all the probiotics, fermentation, this is why I love culturing, getting cultured, because it's so good for the belly. I mean, we're talking healing the gut here. And it's something that most of us have issues with. And if you're not absorbing your nutrients, you need to work on getting those good belly flora built back up. So eating a lot of fermented foods. Too much will also give you the baboofas. Just saying, right? So, excuse me. And let's see. So I've got that. I'm trying to think if I needed to add anything else. I think I'm good because I really wasn't going to put too much more than that. And then we're gonna spiralize. So spiralizing the zucchini and that'll come out with this. I've got my spiralizer. Whip it up. I am going to leave this a little chunky because I want it to be a little chunky. And while I'm at it, I did say I want to add some more of the parsley. So parsley is really good, again, for, that's so good. Let me try that. Little apple cider vinegar. Oh my God, it's so good though. Okay, so that's probably 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And then more parsley. Again, chelating, pulls out the heavy metals, for those of you who didn't know. Cilantro is also another good one for chelating. It's actually a lot of good stuff. Great to freshen the breath. I mean, seriously, I can just stand here and eat this, and I'm happy. I'm like that, though. You know, when your taste buds become more heightened, you don't require additional sweet or salty. You really do feel the appreciation and the flavor of food, the richness of it all. All right, let's blend it up. Let's blend this baby up, right? And it's so important to masticate, to chew your food until it's like water, right? Because your digestion starts in your mouth, right? Healthy enzymes. Come on. So, air pockets end up being created when it's really thick. That's why I know that a lot of people do Vitamixes, or Vitamixes, where they have the tamper so you can push it down. I just shake it. Shake it up, baby. Shake it up, baby. Twist and shout. Twist and shout. Come on, come on, come on. Alright, this should be the last round. Oh yeah, that was exactly what it needed, was a little bit of the apple cider vinegar. Do you think we can get 40,000 members by the end of the week? The weekend even? We only need another 1,000. Y'all see we're at 39,000 members? You know, we got big goals. We got lots of surprises and secrets that we can't wait to share with y'all. But that's what it's about. Sharing is caring, so spread the love, y'all. Oh yeah, it's good. Right? I know. It is loud. It is super loud. I'm not crazy about the sound of it. Right? Exactly, Anne. I agree. it's a serious boom. I would even put another lemon in there, but I like it just the way it is. It's a little chunky. See y'all, isn't that yummy? Look at that. So this is gonna be extra for the weekend, because with the weekend coming up, I'm gonna try not to do too much kitchen prep this weekend. I can definitely feel all the flavors and the love. So now, yum. And it's okay that it's super strong. And you could eat this as a soup, y'all, like a puree. It's just chunky. The diversity. You know what, Susan, for me, it won't last long, first off. But it'll keep 3 to 5 days. I mean, I wouldn't let it sit too long because you lose the antioxidants. When food is fresh, that's when it's best, right? And so that's what I try to encourage people. We tend to try to prepare ahead of time too much. What is today, Wednesday? Oh my God, yeah, I said Wet Wednesday, didn't I? When I try to prepare too much in advance, we lose all of that nourishing food, the enzymes, and they die off. That's why I'm not a big juicer, prep in advance. And because when you juice, the oxidization happens. It starts occurring immediately. Right? Yummy. So, I highly encourage, if you can make it fun, if you have time, it's always best to do it when you're ready to eat it. But I also understand, and that's one of the reasons we created the meal plan, not everybody has that time, so you can prepare in advance. You can prepare your food in advance, you know, like cutting, chopping, and all that, in a way that if you are doing juicing and you're kind of limited for time, but then you want to have things ready, you can have it ready to prepare. Or even putting it in your blender if you're a smoothie person, in the refrigerator, and then you just grab the blender and you whip it up. You know, it just depends on your lifestyle, and that's really what it boils down to, is creating the time, carving it out, because it's self-care and self-love, and it's all about showing up for yourself, that you're doing this, right? This is what it's all about. Taking back your health, taking back your wealth, because your wealth is in your health. And I love sharing all of this with y'all. You know I can rap. It doesn't really need to take me as long as it does. I just love to interact and engage with y'all, because that's what we created the group for, is engaging with one another, right? Aw, thank you. Thank you, Nikki. I love you. I love all of you. You are all so amazing. So, again, if you're new and you're just not showing up here watching, tell me where you're from, where you're living in the comments. Let me know your health and fitness goals and how we may serve you. And then when we're done with this live video, ninja flip over into the group Ridiculously Raw Authentic, and please introduce yourself. Because it's all about getting to know you, getting to know everything about you. I know, I just do this randomly into song and everything. But some of y'all have gotten used to me, right? Just saying. Okay, moving on. Zucchini. Zucchini. We got the yellow squash. I'm just cutting off the ends because it's going into the spiralizer. I betcha you would. I love these things. Yummy, 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 and much yummy tonight. I'm definitely craving this. And the key is whether or not this will fit. Oh, it will. It will fit. It'll be a little off, but it'll fit. Whoopsie. Hi, Maria. How are you tonight? I hope y'all are surviving as far as, you know, since the full moon and everything that's going on in your life. I know the holidays can be very trying times. A lot of emotion comes up. Look, I'm going to show you what this looks like because my camera is not angled to show you. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. And put the bowl close because I got a nice deep sink, so it all goes into the big bowl. You know, they say get in the bowl. sweet. I know, like, it's been kind of a retreat in. Pop goes the weasel. Sometimes, you know, we need to take time for ourselves. And I know a lot of us are just, we're processing, you know, what our emotions are trying to tell us about what's going on in our lives. You don't know what you don't know until you know it, right? And so, honor whatever it is. Don't worry about trying to put a label on it, try to fix it. Honor it, accept it, appreciate it, and let it just be a part of who you are, because that's really what it is. In this life, we put so much attention on, I need to know the answers, I need to do this, and I need to do that. When in reality, all you need to do is be present in the moment. You be you, you show up for yourself, and you'll have more energy. You'll be in a better space to be able to support others, right? I'm actually hand twisting this at the moment because the center of this yellow squash is a little mushy because that's where the seeds are. And unfortunately, it's kind of offset on my, it's kind of doing this. And the seeds are so nice. I actually like eating the seeds of the yellow squash. So I might be one of those odd people, but I'm good with that. I like that. Yeah. So I know for my dad, he's always telling me, oh, the cat kept me up all night when the moon is funky. I'm like, you pay attention to the moon, you'll know that the animals are the first ones to tell you something's up. Energy, nature tells you. But most of us aren't even tuned into our own innate nature. So when you tap into your own body's wisdom, you'll pick up on it too more. Think I might get it? No, not yet. This is fun. This is messy. I am so good at that. Look at that. I might have to flip it around to do it from the other side. So I've expressed to you all how sometimes I work with energies as far as mantra, right? So for example, even right now, I'm standing here preparing food, talking to all you beautiful rock and rad stars, and at the same time I have mantra going in my mind. You know, that's how tricky the mind is and how we can multitask. It's funny how you can do that, right? How many of you out there have a mind that can multitask and then think, oh, my mind's so smart. It's got so much, it's able to do so many different things. How do I spell what? Mantra, multitask. Did I say something that I need to spell? Ooh, curry. Ooh, that sounds yummy. Oh, well, this just got interesting. And so I love I have to cut this off now. Mantra, M-A-N-T-R-A. Yep. Guess what? What? All right. Anything and everything can go in the wash. That's all I'm going to say. Awareness is key. I've been known to make all sorts of messes. And that one wasn't that bad. Just saying. My kitchen is my sanctuary, just like my bedroom, right? My favorite places: kitchen, bedroom, bathroom. Mostly because I don't have the space in my living room. So we're going to go back to trying this again. Oh, this is so funny. So if they're really seedy, just a heads up, like this was, it ends up being, seeds everywhere. But the seeds on the yellow squash are actually pretty tasty. We have a little bit of a crunch and a bite, which is nice. Okay, so going back to this. So yeah, multitasking. The mind can do many things at once. Have you ever noticed that? And meanwhile, you're thinking, I'm trying to be mindful. And the mind can actually try to trick you and think you're being mindful. And in the moment, then meanwhile, it's got little processing going on at the same time. How many of you are aware of that? Awareness is key. And it's tricky. The mind, it wants to do its own thing. It says, I want to be in control. You be still. I want to control. I got things over here to do. It doesn't want to be annihilated. So that's why the ego mind gets so caught up in keeping thoughts processing, because it doesn't want to feel like it doesn't exist any longer. So we have to give it something to do. We have to give it mantra or something to focus on so that it's not taking over and mastering us. We have to master our minds. Master the breath, though, and you'll master your mind, and then you'll master your life. Round and round we go, where it stops we don't know. See how much of this can get. I'm cranking the wheel. Just a lot, actually, a lot more than it looked like it was going to be. So then, you know, that centerpiece, I'll chew on that, just like it, because I'm hungry. And if you're enjoying this video, and you know somebody else this will benefit, please spread a little love on that share button, because sharing is caring. And so when this gets messy, check this out. All that. Sometimes you have to take this little thing out, right? And it depends on you, because you may or may not want to wear or eat. You might not want to wear your food. I wear my food really, really well, by the way. Me, it's all going into the pot because nobody will notice, right? Oh my God, right? Why wasn't I thinking that, Cheryl? Thank you for reminding me. I got this delicious sauce over here. And that's really rich because of the sun-dried tomatoes. Because they're concentrated. When you dry up tomatoes, you have to reconstitute them, right? I'm not trying to make a lot of noise, but yummy, yummy, I got loving gonna be in my tummy. Actually, I already got some loving from this food. This is so good. I like the seeds. I'm funny like that. I do really, really good. But I understand there's a lot of people don't like textures. You know, sometimes you like it smooth, you don't like it chunky. You just do what you like. You be you. Don't worry about what other people try to enforce on you. Don't even take it personal when someone says you should do something, because you know what? That's just the projection. Where's my spoon? Oh, that's where the spoon went. It went under the cutting board, into the sink. So it's like saucy over here. It's really, really yummy, by the way. Oh, when you close your eyes and probably eat it. Okay, magnifique. Mwah. Buonissimo. Right? Or like Tom does it. What do you say? Right? I love that he makes up stuff. Because that's him being authentic and rad, right? Just as he is. So, again, the richness of life is engaging all of your senses. And for me, it's to see it, to hear it, to smell it, to taste and touch it, right? Because if you engage all of your senses, your life becomes so much more rich. It's sensuality. Sensuality is not sexuality. Sensuality is engaging in life fully, right? That's just the yellow squash. How gorgeous is that? Can y'all see it? Spiralized with love. Making some zucchini and yellow squash spiralized with some tomato sauce that I made up earlier, right? So we're gonna do up these. I just clip off the ends and then I'm gonna throw it in this on the spiralizer. I'm gonna spiralize the rest of the zucchini, and I may or may not. Let's see how this goes. I may or may not need all of them, but I'm probably going to use them all if I can help it. Because I bought everything fresh tonight, which is always amazing. Fresh is best. Oh my gosh. And this is kind of funny because some people, again, if you're doing this for somebody you want to kind of conceal that it's plant-based, and you're trying to sneak, you know, like kind of Jedi mind trick them, as we say. Look how gorgeous that is. Isn't that beautiful? What you can do is you peel it and then it'll be kind of like pasta colored and they might not notice, right? So I personally don't want to take the peel off because that's where a lot of nutrients are. So I cleaned them up really good before I started. Look at all these colors. Yummy, yummy, loving in my tummy. This is so funny. I'll show it to you afterward. It's so pretty. I just love the richness of the green, the vibrancy of the yellow, all playing off of each other. And y'all know we put the recipe up later, along with... So look what happens. And you can use these pieces could even go in the sauce if you wanted to add more to the sauce. If you're just joining in, tell me where you're tuning in from in the comments. So, Iowa, awesome. Maine, yes. Heather and I went to school together in the cold, wintry Maine. Sorry about the noise. I didn't mean to make that noise. Okay, so next, I have 2 more to spiralize. I'm always impressed. The electric is out in my neighborhood and I'm the only one with electricity. Tell me there's not a blessing in that. I have a compost pile over here too. Awesome! Washington! Heading to PEI. Ooh, Prince Edward Island. I was there many, many years ago. It says the power's back in my neighborhood, but my neighbors don't look like they have power. Oh, now they do. Now I'm seeing lights outside. That's so funny. I was sharing earlier how during Hurricane Irma, I was the only neighbor on the street that had no power, that had power, and everybody else was asking, why are you the only one with power? And I said, I don't know, to reveal my source and the fact that I feel like I blessed my home with a whole lot of Kundalini good vibes, let's say. Sounded like a really strange way to respond. Hey, everybody has their own personal belief systems. I just know what's happened in the miracles that have occurred in my life, so I trust in knowing what I know. Only you know what you know, right? Oh my God, I bet that's gorgeous in the summer to live there. Oh, right? Prince Edward Island. I think that's where my mom had her honeymoon with my stepdad. Okay. Look at all that yumminess. Ah. Lands in the bowl. Get in the bowl. Sweet dreams to your little one, Gloria. One more. Oh, here it is. Let's see if we can do this one this way. I tell you what, it makes food fun when you do things like spiralizing your own zucchini. And if you have kids especially, kids like to be involved, right? So it's more fun when you can actually get them in your kitchen with you. Because then they contribute and they learn how to do new things. And they want to be a part of the experience, don't you think? And what are y'all eating for dinner tonight, if you haven't already eaten? This is one big, beautiful bowl of spiralized noodles. There we go. And sometimes that jumps in there. Oh, it's on. And so sometimes, and especially after I'm done this, I like to clean as I go. Just because it keeps my mind at ease knowing I have nothing to go back and try to clean up later. Because I got plenty to do as it is. So, sorry. The noise travels in the kitchen, right? It probably looks bigger than it really is. So I think Nikki asked what my necklace is. This one here is yellow. It's yellow. It's citrine, golden citrine, and the pendant, I believe, it's either yellow sapphire or wait a minute. If it's not yellow sapphire, it's the other one. Golden. It's not citrine. Hi Michelle, how are you doing, honey? Long time no see. Always good to see familiar faces. Ooh, special smoothies are good too. You know, keeping it light in the evenings is also great. Like I said, here I am making this amazing rad bowl. This is a big bowl. I mean, look at this. Look at the size of me with this bowl. It's huge. So you got all this gorgeous zoodles or noodles. You can call them whatever you want, you know. Raw-getty, zoodle-roni. You know, just keep it raw, stay rad. Hummus and lettuce. I'll tell you what, I can get down on some hummus. And I love chickpeas. But every time I have them, I remind myself, it reminds me, sometimes it's kind of like gets stuck in my digestive tract. So this past weekend, we had a lot of chickpeas and hummus. No, this isn't just for one. I'm actually doing a prep because I have so much going on this week. What doesn't get eaten tonight goes for the next day. I will be in a Beyond Addiction yoga teacher training this weekend as well. And so it helps me to always have extra food on hand, and that's why I made up so much of this sauce. And of course, you know, I share, because sharing is caring. So this is the sauce, and because it got a little watery, when it sits, it's going to get a little watery, right? There's lemon juice in there. It's got Roma tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes and parsley. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm serious. You can't beat fresh food. Because the fresher it is, the better it is. And so on top of that, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix that in there. And you know, you can add a little spice too. Like I could have put cayenne pepper in there. I like to also add like curry powder sometimes, but I already put the turmeric in there. And while I'm on the fly, I'm just gonna start. It really is good, Stacy. I tell you, my food, it's the bomb diggity. Trying to clean up a little bit. It just puts my mind at ease. Especially because tonight I'd like to actually get to bed early. I had other things I was going to prepare and work on, but I think I'm probably going to get to sleep early tonight because I have a very early conference call on the phone for my program this weekend. And then on top of that, next week, if you tune in next week, and I don't know which day it's going to be, I'll be doing another kombucha and some more culturing and fermentation videos. There he is. There's Tom. What? So, I'm also going to add to this I'm going to chop up some avocado, and then I'm going to put hemp seeds all over this beauties. This is going to be gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. And you know we're going to post pictures and put the recipe up there for you later. Hemp seeds. Hemp seeds. Manitoba hemp seeds or hemp hearts are my favorite personally. These are delicious. I mean, seriously, I don't feel like they're too heavy. I feel like they give me just what I need because hemp in itself is like, it's a superfood, people. And I don't even like saying superfood because I think that all food that is natural is super and good for you. So this whole coining of superfoods is really just to get people. It's a consumerism mind game, right? Like when someone says something's on sale, what is it everybody does? They run out and think they have to buy it. Sales don't mean they're good prices, do they? Just means they're trying to trying to sell you something. So, at least that's prepped for cleaning up. And so, what else we got? All right, for those of you who shared the video, I want to say thank you very much. You want to see as I pour this dramatic pour all over this beautiful food. Oh, it dribbles into, it's so good, it's so yummy. It's nice and thick. This here, you know I lick everything, people. Just saying, it's that good. I would never lie about my food. I had a moment where Tom asked me when I had the best, when was my last most amazing, unforgettable pie? And I said, my last pie. I can't lie. Because, you know, that's the truth. And it didn't even skip a beat. It just was like, it was my last pie. It was the best pie I ever had. So, isn't that gorgeous? I mean, just look at that. That by itself, that packs a wallop of nutrients. Live foods. Healthy, living foods. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what that means? Your body will soak that up. Just like the breath, right? When you breathe fully, when you engage all of those senses and you dive into that yumminess, that in itself spreads the love, you know, especially when you're pouring it into it, when you're making it. It spreads the love to every cell in your body, every organ, throughout your nervous system. Your blood is pumping. It's like, Ooh, let's get ready to rumble all this juicy yumminess. And you know, this may be that's a lot of food. I don't eat as much as I used to, and I could put away some food. I had friends that were like, where does she put it? And I'd be like, but that was cooked food. And I seem to find that when I eat cooked food, I crave more cooked food, and it also, I eat a lot more of it. And you know, this is the thing. Cooked food, it's a lot of times less hydrating than fresh stuff that's made just naturally prepared. On top of that, I gotta show you this watermelon. I picked up a watermelon today. It's the first time I saw watermelons this big again since the season just miraculously went straight from tons of watermelons over to the gourd season. I don't know, this is Florida. We're used to having watermelons all year round. So this thing I paid $6 for. And I know it's over 30 pounds because the woman said all of the watermelons are over 30 pounds. And I was like, okay, that's good to know. I had a warning. Ugh. Now, I can flex my muscles without needing to try, but you're seeing it in my arms, right? This thing is freaking huge and it's heavy. Ugh. Oh, oy vey. It's all about the melons. The melons. I love some watermelon, and this is going to be so good for breakfast tomorrow. Because I'm just going to let my body hydrate. I am so looking forward to chopping that open and just slurping up that watermelon-y goodness. In fact, I may make up some smoothies and just drink watermelon all day because I know my body needs it. So the other thing I've got, I'm going to actually chop these up. Not chop them, but I'm going to slice up my avocados. I told you I could have my avocado a day. I probably only have a little bit tonight because, like I said, when I have a little congestion going on, I keep my fats and heavier foods down. The avocado's not so bad. I had some last night. I made my celery soup, which I love. All right, so this is looking yummy. And so, if you haven't already introduced yourself in the group, please make sure you ninja flip on over there. Do a love spin boom. Go live because we want to get to know you. Getting to know you. Getting to know everything about you. You know how much we love reading all of your posts and your introductions and sharing who you are. That's the point of this group. Is so that you yourself have a community, feels like family. Because I know where I live, I have an amazing community. And that's the whole point of this, is not everybody has that in their own environment, right? Is you need to feel like you can go somewhere that you feel safe. And that's what we have created here in hopes that you do feel safe with us, with the rest of the Rock and Rad Star family. Because I'm telling you, if you haven't already ninja flipped over and introduced yourself, all you have to do is read through all the introductions and how much love is poured into each of those beautiful intros that people share themselves with. And then you notice you start to make friends within the group. People are there to support you no matter where you are in your journey. This isn't just about food. Again, food is only like 5%. The rest of it is really about mind, body, soul, connection. It's all about, shifting your life for the positive, whatever it is you aspire to. If you're having a bad day, go over to the group and tell people, hey, I'm having a bad day. Somebody please reach out and inspire me, make me feel better. What do you do? Whatever it is that makes your heart sing and soar. Because not everybody has that at home. So we want you to feel like this is your playground and you just ninja flip on over there. Let your soul soar, let your inner child out. The alchemy of self-love allows that inner child to shine. Be ridiculously and authentically who you are. You be you. Don't try to be someone else. You can't fake it. And plus, it takes too much energy, right? When you try to be something or someone you're not, your heart and soul actually suffers because it is requiring you to do something that's not authentically of you. So drop the dogma, drop the need to please others, because if you can't please yourself first, you're definitely not going to be able to please anybody else around you. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Oh, this is going to be so gorgeous. I don't know if I have any more ripe avocados just yet. I pulled a bunch out of the fridge. A case of avocados goes very quickly in this house, along with bananas. See all that? That's going to be frozen, but I already did a prep last night. I did my banana freezing prep last night. And I got a full gallon of frozen bananas already started in there. Whew, what is your favorite food? Share in the comments. I want to know, what all do you all like? What is it that you can't live without? You all know for me it's avocados. Man, I gotta wait to see whatever that was. Is that like a super surprise over there? Tom likes to catch me off guard sometimes, but I actually kind of enjoy some of the surprises I get. Kind of like that video, did y'all see? Okay. I'm trying to cut. So if there's like bad spots of the avocado, I try to get them before I put them in the food. Because, you know, sometimes you get an avocado that has a couple spots. You just cut them out. And that's fine. Ooh, tomatoes, right? Tomatoes are so good. They're high in lycopene. I don't like to miss a beat. Actually, the avocado, the green on the external, they're so good for you. Avocados are like gold to me. So some of this is no good because it's got some mushies and they're black. But I can work around it, right? You work with what you got. And the rest goes in the compost. So I love composting because I feel like I'm always giving back to the earth. Do y'all compost? Oh my gosh, it's so yummy. All right, so to finish it up, here's how we finish it up. You'd be surprised, I have cut my tongue. How'd you know? And so this is just to start, but this is this beautiful bowl that you're gonna look at of food that is all this yumminess. Time to devour. Get in my belly. Now you've been in the bowl. Now you get in the belly, right? Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I hope you all have an amazing evening tonight. Thank you for showing up. Again, if you haven't already, introduce yourself in the group. Ninja flip your butt on over there. Do a love spin, boom. Here we go. Boom! I love you. Keep it raw. Stay rad. What?